You can. No, I'm streaming on phones that used to work, but I'm actually on an iPhone right now streaming. I do not have the Streamlab app on this phone, and it's working without any fuss. I'm just streaming straight out of YouTube, and it's working fine. And I'm not over 1,000 subscribers yet. Mark's gonna be muted. No one's tuned in yet, but we'll mention what I'm doing at the start of the stream in case people watch this back after the stream. I'm doing a video showing how to wire one of these up. I probably won't do any action until someone tunes in because I'm just waiting for people to see this because a lot of people don't know how to wire these up when you're not railway technicians. I'm not a railway technician, but I've learned how to get this going without a relay controller, and this is simple 3-wire setup. 2 for the wires for the lamp, 2 for the 12 AC changer, and 2 for the 110 volts. Like these are nothing's connected up. Yeah, nothing's. Yeah. Those 2 there are the 12 volt. Those 2 are the 110 volt AC. That's the lamp, what's already connected up. But I'm not showing you the lamp because I don't have an actual lamp holder for this. If I did, I'll show you that. But due to this not having one, I got it. It's made a bodge job. With a colour light bulb that's stuffed in there to lining up the searchlight. Like... Oh, there we go. Someone's just tuned on to the camera with one person. I can't see until you write something in the chat. Not that's in the chat on now. So if you want to write anything in, you can. I can't say your name on it until someone tunes in. I'll just say the YouTube channel name. Can't see who it is at the moment until they chat in the chat. I've mentioned 2 people, or YouTube subscribers, I'll be always doing this. STY Train Spotter 2007 and Victor on Rail Heritage, and that's gone off. But someone's on here, I don't know who it is. I don't know who that was, but if they tuned in, I would be able to see them if they wrote something in the chat. Oh, my friend's on who drives the vegans. Hi Jada, I'm seeing you come on the chat, so I wasn't watching the chat at the time. Now, I will wait for a few more people. I'm showing how to wire this up by my old Westinghouse signal. I'm doing it a different way. What's the way a different way to what the railway engineers do it. It's easy to wire these up to work with switches. I've got a box coming for this. I ordered the other day. I'm going to cover all this up. The way it works, that'll be yellow, that'll be green, and that'll be stop. I'm replacing that with one of those door control modules. Don't know if you're still on here, Jennifer. I just had to send something in the chat, so I wasn't watching chat at the time before. I was doing a few things. The viewers can find the stream, it's a good thing. Where's the chat gone? Oh, there it is. So I'm gonna put this back on the railway. Put that back on the railway. Yep, since I had it out. I'm talking about it. We've got no room on the bloody railway for it. I don't think it's still on here, so I'll wait till someone else tunes in. I'm gonna put this down. I'm gonna watch on my computer here to see if anyone joins on. This is probably not going to work, but it's not working right now. If you wonder what the buzzing noise is in here, it's my fan that got running in here that blow the wind around in here. It's hot in this room. No, I'm going to be able to see it on there as well. Now I can't see the live chat. The live chat's not working on the. Is that actually working? Is it? I better move that away from there. It's going to cause havoc on the thing. Yeah, that's showing me on there now. So I don't know why the live chat is not showing. Yeah, the chat's not going. I don't understand why the chat's not going. Why is the chat not going? The chat's not working on this. I don't understand why. It's not showing on my end. I know my friend Jed wrote something in the chat, but I don't see the chat working on the computer. I was working on I've actually been it from my telephone channel because the main channel's not working like the stream chat for some reason. Now, recently YouTube changed the rules on the live streaming regulations. As I noticed yesterday night when I did the stream. Beforehand, you have to be over 1,000 subscribers to stream from a phone. I'm actually streaming from the iPhone. You can't see it. I can show it, but I'll use the laptop cam. Let's see if this works. Now, I'm streaming on the iPhone here, as you can see. And they changed, well, it is a bit cracked on the back. That was my fault, actually, that was. I dropped it the other day. Well, not the other day, about 3 years ago I actually dropped that. I haven't even got the back replaced on it for 3 years. Someone else has tuned in, whoever this is, please write in the chat. They can't see until you write something in the chat. When my friend Victor and Raoul Heritage joins in and STY Train Spotter, let me put this down and find out. Is it STY Train Spotter? I'm not good at them in channel. That won't show on this channel, so I'm on a different YouTube channel. Oh yeah, Sean did. Sean did subscribe to my channel. Actually, to be honest, this channel, my second channel. Jenny, if you're still watching this, I do have a second channel now, but it's nothing to do with railways and such. It's more of telephones and all that. I don't think he's still watching, to be honest. And it should show no one yet showing that. That's working. Get back in a few seconds. Two people watching now. I know who the second person is. Hi, that's why my mobile phone's on. I will show this being wired up. But I'm just waiting for a few more people to join. I did have one of my other friends on here just a few minutes ago. One of my train driver friends on this channel. And until what's his name? STY Rao fan joins in, and Victor Rao who just joins in. I will show you again, but we'll show you how to wire this up. This is an old 1974-ish. Someone else has joined. I won't be able to see who it is until they chat into the live chat. I will show you that in a second. We're going to see if the person who's watching is a third person joins into the chat. A good question, if you're watching, can you hear me through the microphone? That's the question, because I had problems with the mic the other day. Yeah, I think it is working. I need it back thin for the computer. Now I'll show you a few of my railway. Yeah, I'll show you a few of my railway items I have in this room. Real railway items came off the railway. Is that one there the Mackenzie and Holland housing with the Mackenzie and Holland Westinghouse insert with my homemade Bod's Job light bulb holder in the back. It didn't come as original one. I just bought a car light bulb behind it to light up the insert. It worked great for testing purposes. Then I got my Mackenzie and Holland, unknown when it was made. Searchlight. It's about 70s. It's got General Signals American lens on it. That came with that, actually. That one has a General Signals thing on it as well, actually. So I think around the 70s, the General Signals company imported stuff to us for our Searchlights when they made them, because that is General Signals. And it says on here, where did I see it? United States, but it's backwards because it's on the back of this thing. And it says here, 1977. I don't know if this was made in 1977, the Searchlight, but that's 77. It's got to be made in around 76, 77-ish. If I can move this out of the way. This one doesn't work. I have the wee wire. I've taken... Yeah. I'm not... that's what you said. Thanks for what you just said on there. These signals are difficult to wire. For the Metropolitan Vickers insert, it took me 2.5 months to figure the wiring loop. I had no wiring diagrams, one thing. I'd look through the web, through Google to find information. I didn't have any information. Someone else had tuned in, but I don't know who this is yet. There has been numbers bobbing up and down on the thing, like changing every second or so. Until someone writes in chat, I know it's a genuine viewer watching. I had a few people scamming my comments the other day, and I had to block them all off. Yeah, that's my railway. I built that 2 years ago now. Back in 2 years ago I built this. I've had it ever since. It had a few updates. It's got like 00 scale lever frames on it. Will actually do work. I haven't got the layout powered up, so I'm fault finding problems with it. This layout was originally was going to be a DC layout, but I converted it to a DCC. Doing DCC is more expensive than doing the controlled DC. With that radio, I won't tell you what I use that radio for, because it's a bit of a secret I use that radio for. But that's a scanner that they use on the railway. And if I do it, I'm not going to tell you what I use it for. But this radio can pick up radios on the railway and around different radio signals. I use it for CB mainly. I don't have the other radio in there to show you, but I do have the handset for the other radio. That's a 1969 handset from my old telephone. I converted to be a radio transmitter. The spinner rail cars still use handsets similar, not like this one, but similar to the. Actually, I can show you the handset they use. Actually, I do have handsets similar to what they use. That's my other telephone collection. In the spinner rail cars, they use handsets similar to this. That do on the radios. I think it's radio either the PA system. Now there is a third person watch. I can't see who it is. I can't say give you a shout out on it, or you chat in the chat. I can't tell who it is at the moment. It doesn't show. But I'll show you while I'm waiting for STY TrainSpotter and Victorian Railheads. I will show how this wires up. You may have 3 terminals. I won't show you the light bulb terminals. It's just not the proper one. But it's mainly just 2 wires to the light bulb and 2 wires to the 12-volt in DC. There's 4 people on now actually. This live's been going well today. 4th person, I still can't tell you who it is until someone chats in. I'm watching the chat on my laptop, so I'm not actually watching on the phone. But where you just wire this up, if someone misses out on here and they join, just tell me in the live channel. I'll de-wire this and rewire it a second time round. Wire the 12 on here. Oops, me to split. I'll put the camera down. Let me just split these wires up because it's hard to. Yeah. You will ask me a question about I will let you into a secret. I'm getting something soon. What they did another railway on what was used in the Victorian and plus Adelaide railway system. Nothing not a signal, but something what goes with the signals. One of those like signal post telephones will go on the signal post. What you can talk to the signal controlman on. What's like a metal box with a handset and a rotary dial in it. That's how you wire the 12-volt DC, 12-volt AC in. 2 connections like that, just there and there. Now, 110 volts is a bit of a pain to get in Australia for circuits like this. I do have a special transformer. Don't buy that one there, because they're quite expensive, actually. Now, to wire the 110 volts, you just need 2 wires. It doesn't matter which way you put it. It's not polarity detected on this. But if it is, it's figure out which is hot and neutral. Put one like that. And when this is on, we have one of these, do not touch the 110 volts. Let me make sure it's not touching anything metal. I can't feel the wire behind it, so that means it's not touching anything. Put the wire around the terminal like that, and then push the. Actually, let me put the torch. Let me put the flash on. Yeah. There's the wire in there. Push down hard. Now I will close this a little bit up, and I'll show you it working. I'm going to show Victorian Rail Heritage and STY TrainSpotter. I do have railway locks as well. Go on these, the proper railway padlocks, and the railway key for the locks as well. I don't have the keys in here. I don't even have the lock in here either. I've got one on the Mackenzie and Holland, and I have to get the correct one. I will show you this working. Let me just put the camera down while I move the Searchlight into position properly. Now, if you haven't been trained in electrics to do stuff like this, don't do this. Get your mum and dad to do it, because you can get a severe shock off this stuff. But I've been shown in school how to do something like stuff like this. If this trips the fuse, I'm going to have to go out and reset the circuit fuse. I'm hoping there's a trip the fuse box out. And my light bulb's not working either. Oh, that's a failure. Light bulb's not working. Talking about noise the controller either. Let me just go and get my tool just to bang that, because I'm going to have to bang the fuse on the box to get it connecting. Got two people on the signal too. No, he's not on there anymore. Yep, it's working now. I do have 12-volt fuse on the circuit here, and that's causing it not to work because a 12-volt fuse came apart from the circuitry. Now I've sorted it out, so you'll see it working a fuse. I'm going to plug it in. Let me check this one before I show you. I might look with down full. And now I've lighted the 12-volt backwards, so it's actually going to show yellow and I put it on the green circuit. I will get my mum to hold this up while I show you the searchlight working. I can't hold it and show you the signals. I've got no tripod. Oh no, actually I'm going to put it on the 3 aspect signals. I do have 3 aspect here. Yeah. Now I'll just put it down on the signal, you can see it still. So caution, I think caution is yellow. Proceed, back to stop position. That's the simple way of wiring it up. With no relay control, I'm going to unplug it and disconnecting the circuitry soon for this signal to work. So this is disconnecting it also, so I can show STY transport and Victorian rail hedges how this works. So I was showing him this yesterday on live stream. If you want to see that stream, just search it on my channel, because I'm going to leave this running a few more hours. It's nearly time. I just mentioned to him I was going to be on, so... I was supposed to be starting to stream at 10 PM, but I started a bit early because I came home a bit earlier. Now, I know that's disconnected. That's the 110-volt lead, what's American plug. Now, I will mention something. Don't buy those type ones. They're way too expensive for any of my valve fans can afford. I saved up to get that. The best idea is go on eBay, search up 240-volt step down to 110-volt transformers. 100 watts. You can get one for at least half the price I paid for that. Because that cost me $450 for that thing, and then they can get ones cheaper for about 200 or maybe less than 200 on eBay. Yeah, but no sparks. The best idea is to test if it's working properly, is touch the terminal. Me just meet the mic to do something quickly. I'm being unmuting the mic. And I'll be just hit this so I can show my friends how to wire one of these up. Now I got these wires just sitting on them. It's me, my mum's talking in the background. If you want to know how I know this is 1974, it said so on the test label here. Now, these searchlights I brought these out, right? These signals from the Victorian Railway Antiques in Seymour. Because you can get these off. You can still find these on the railways today. If you look in the right place, you can find these in use still. Like there's a load in Richmond. Very recently, actually, 4 of these went to the scrap. No, not to the scrap. Got recycled for other use from Lilydale Station. I filmed those. Took pictures of those. They're the same as this one here. But worse condition than this. I painted this up. This was all rusted. While I'm on the stream, I will give a safety warning. What you have to watch out for these old signals, and this happened twice to me. You can find redbacks in these signals. Had one in this one. I had to kill to get it out of this one, and one underneath this one as well. I do have the original mounting bracket, pole bracket for this Searchlight, and I'll show that actually. I do have it actually still. There's the original pole mounting bracket, what came with the signal. It weighs a ton. These seals weigh, I think they're over 30 pounds, these seals. It took me and my mum to carry this upstairs, to be honest. I live in an apartment, so I had to take this to the lift, come up to my first floor, and then bring it in. This is not glass. I thought this maybe was glass originally, but a lot of people think this is glass. It's not glass, it's plastic actually. This is no way this is glass. This is a glass detector lens. That's a plastic detector lens, and there's a glass lens behind it. This one is a plastic lens. Let me just plug the fan back in. You're all asking me questions about the signals in the live chat if you want to. I will best to answer the thing, but I won't answer silly questions at all, because I know sometimes you ask where these signals originally were located, and that's one thing I do not know a clue of. Oops. This seems on. I'm going to show you my radio, what it does on this radio. Now, this can be coded to run, this can be coded to run on any frequency. This could pick up trains, but I don't know what the local railroad band is for Melbourne or Geelong. People are going to be able to say look on the VIC website, but I'm not even going to dare try those frequencies without VGON's permission. Because I don't know, because it's illegal to listen to railways, and it's illegal to speak to the railways. I was speaking to someone the other day about these radios, and he said he used to use it to listen to the trains. Now that was a policeman I was talking to as well. Because ham radios, what that is, you have to have licenses for them in certain countries. But not this country, it was a good thing. I know some of my overseas viewers won't be able to understand what I'm talking about, because I've got a couple of Indian, Chinese and German subscribers on this channel. And Germany is one of the countries ham radios are banned without a license. Where did I just put the radio talking about that? Where did I just put that right there? I'll probably show you this thing working next. I've still got to figure where the faults are. But if I will explain something for my viewers where I got these lever frames from. Yeah, that V set is a 4-car V set. It's the fourth car's having bogey issues. The pantographs are not original. The problem with the pantographs are they broke a couple of months ago, and you can't get replacements because oxygen doesn't do them anymore. But I bought some V set not V set L class ones on with custom cardboard slots. These aren't glued in. Not that one's not. They are not glued in. They're not glued in. You just lift them up. They're not glued. They're not glued in. And the V section, actually with the model locomotives and electric locos and V sets from the tapes they released out in model scale, you can set them up to work like realistic trains. We have a realistic copper wire above the train and have it running with 13 volts through the wire to run. And if the pantographs are down, they won't run. If they're up, they'll run. I've done the test with them a couple of months ago, and it does work. I'll sit on the floor and show you about the lead frames. Now before anyone asks me, you can't get Mackenzie and Holland frames. That's awesome. I was going to buy the Tate parcel, but the Tate parcel went out of stock before I could buy one. These frames came from England. They're made by... Who are they made by? I've got to remember the company name now. DCC Concepts in the UK. I got these from Metro Hobbies and online. From Aussie Modeler. I'm not sure they got them in stock anymore on that website, but I paid $150 for 2 boxes of 25 levers, I think it was. Or was it 12? No, 2 boxes of 12. And I made... I think I paid $300. I bought 4 boxes of 12. One to make the mock of the Southfield frame over there, what's the display frame. And build this one and this one. This one controls the platform road. Does this track here with the points and all that, controls that bit. This controls the entire layout. And I painted them up. They don't look like this when you get them. They're copper looking when you get them. I painted them up to look like this. I never reset those points. The points at the back I never reset when I turn the layout off. I will move this back against the wall here. I'm having STY trains by Victoria Rose joining. So I want to show. They asked me, can I do a stream showing how the wire? And I said I was going to do it the following week, but I'll do it tonight. Got nothing to do. Awesome. I've got about 6 or 5 pieces. I have to go up the floor to show the others. They all work. Now the Freight Australia one you'll see. I bought that one for my mum's birthday a couple months ago. She likes the Freight Australia locomotives and bought, where was it? That one there. I'll keep it on my layout because I don't want to keep it because it gets damaged. That one's on DC. That's P20, P15, no, 15? No, 13. That's 15, 12 and 11. On number 12, I did something really clever on number 12. Number 11. I made a homemade handrail for it because I've lost the original one somewhere in this room. And one on number 12 as well. I'm holding it on number 12, got a homemade one as well. And there's the camera. It's very simple. You can just get some thin stainless steel wire or copper wire, white paint, and some strong pliers, and you can bend it. And I have ordered some V-Line MK1 guards fans in Metro Hobbies, and I don't know, I've ordered them before because I haven't arrived at the store yet. Oxygen still still has them in stock. That's why when I looked on the site of them, they had one in stock in the Metro Hobbies. Got some VHF hoppers in the loop over. That's not a reverse. That's just a loop joins the main yard to the grain storage loop. Now, building a reverse loop is a pain to do because you've got to have a reverse polarity switcher to switch the polarity, because when you go around it versus the plus minus in reverse. I did it and I did once and it was hard to get it going. I think Victoria Railway just saw it in my railway. When I used to live in Geelong, I used to have Victoria Railway over every weekend to see my model railway. I live in Melbourne now, but one day, if he wants to, I'll let Victoria come over here and see my working signals. Got my railway crossing over there. The Westinghouse bell's not on there because I moved it. I think I still haven't put it back straight. You still see the 240 volt cable coming out, but now I'm using 240 volt cable. It's not 240 volts. I'm running through there. It's actually 12 to 13 volts running through that for the bell, and 10 volts, about 11 volts for the crossing lights. And don't think this is loose to show you in the inside of that. Oh, it's this. Feed idea quickly. Hang on a minute. That's inside the crossing box, and it's got the neutral wire in here. Like that ground wire is joined to the minus, goes over to this minus here, and that one there is separated, what makes it blink. Originally, the way these are wired in railway crossing sense, you normally have 2 wires to the left, right, and 2 wires to the right. Like go to 2 separate sets of switches. I've got 1 set of switches, what makes it go left, what flashes the relay circuit. And I've got a common neutral, so the common is wired directly to the common one, and the plus goes through the flash relay, homemade flash relay of mine. And it goes through. I showed that homemade relay in another, but I will explain it in this stream. When I've done this, I've gone on the coming down. I've got the camera on top of the junction box, that's why you can't see it. Not my camera, my iPhone's actually on the thing. These were all bought from the Victorian Railway antique place in Seymour. I know where the lights came from. The lights came from the... Oh, when we get through my mind, Seaford level crossing. The sign came from the Seaford one. That crossbuck's unknown where that came from. I got that from the Victorian Railway place. The bell came from the bell came from the Royal Park crossing. Why is this standing up like it is? It's just in a concrete base. I made up for it. It's got that base. There's again full of concrete. There's one of my crossing lights. That one I got for free actually. That came from South Geelong. With permission, I got that with permission by the station with the railway engineers when they were updating the crossings from Wishbone gates to the modern gates. And I was there at the right day. I asked for them. I got actually 2 of them. I gave one to Victorian Rail Heritage and 1 I kept for myself. I do have another one. Where did I put the other one? Yeah, I got that one from the Victorian Railway Antiques. I do have another one, but she's doing up still to get it working right. Now, you want to make sure they don't have rust on the inside. If they got rust, you have to replace the entire lamp socket to a new one. And you've got that, well, get me down there, but I got the railway pedal and show you what the ones I've got. Right, this is a railway, whoops. This is a railway padlock that's used on the Searchlights. It's a VRP7. I got 2 of these. One was on this one, and this one's going to go on the Westinghouse. I've got the proper keys for them as well, the proper railway key for it. Not the original one, a copy of it, but it still works in these things. I will explain this. If you, it's not illegal to own railway keys and that, but it is illegal to use the keys if you're caught by the police. But this key works. I've got the proper. I'll show you on the camera. There's the padlock. Actually, I'm gonna put that on the. Whoops! I'll put that on the Mackenzie and Holland. To be honest, that one. Now the keys I got, I would believe would work in all Searchlight signal padlocks. Every single one was on the railways, but I'm not trying it. Actually, why is it not working in that one? Whoops. That's the other one I've got. I've actually cleaned up this one more than the other one. Nearly that unlocked, and later I'm going to put on the Westinghouse signal. I do have another Westinghouse signal I forgot to mention. Whoops. Remember this visor, I'll show you that signal. I want to keep tripping over it all the time. Whoops. That's the Westinghouse one. It's 3 positions. So that's the visor for the Mackenzie. I don't leave them on in the room. This works. I replaced the light bulbs because they were using a traffic light sync module with 240 volt light bulbs. So that's got animation to that. I hope so too. I'll tell you reason. I think they're going to keep the disc brake commons in service, but the ones with the copper brake types are mainly ones being withdrawn from service because the copper brake commons are more unsafe, and the disc brake commons for good reasons. There was a news clipping on the news. Shows a Cummins brake flew off a Cummins, smashing a window of a Simmons train coming in the opposite direction. There was a news clipping of that. So it's mainly the copper brake Cummins are being withdrawn from service, and mainly the disc brake ones will probably stay in service a bit longer, and the copper brake Cummins. Because the copper brake are more, the disc brake are more safe than copper brake Cummins. A lot of the older trains have copper brakes, but the Cummins ones keep falling off all the time. Because at North Melbourne Station, there's some actually laying next to the track. I've seen them there the other day. But one thing, when one pair of brakes fall off a train, you've still got about 5 pairs of brakes to stock, because each Cummins carriage has 2 pairs of brakes per carriage. So it's got 6 pairs of brakes per 3 car set, and that equals 12 brakes per 6 car Cummins. If one brakes fail, you still got another 11 sets to stop the train. And the Cummins have good brakes on them, actually, to be honest. They got one simple brake and applies all the brakes at once. It's done by air pressure. The way it works on the track, there's a trip cock in it, like there's one on the side of the Cummins as well. It has a trip thing on the track that stops you from going through signals as well. I was on a train a couple of months ago now. I think it was in November, I think it was. Or even sooner, that's after lockdown ended. I was on a Cummins where it had signal failure. The driver had to pass the signals at the stop position, and every time he passed the signal, the trip cock that can put the brakes on, you would hear a big loud hissing sound and then a big jolt to a stop with the driver eased past the signal. Yeah, it's not. But the thing is, drivers are allowed to pass through red signals by permission by a signaller, but not to do it on purpose. If they do it on purpose, it's a fatal mistake. But if they do it, they're only allowed to go through a signal at stop position if they're had hand signal by flagman or permission by the controlling signaller. You can still see the bulge in that Searchlight. I've still got to straighten it out. Now, I'd save up to get the Searchlight because it was $500 for that complete unit. 99% complete unit. That housing cost me $150. The Searchlight in the back cost me $150 as well. So I saved up. It took me a month to save up to get that signal. That's how I got that. I got that thing with a bonus I got. So that's why I got that transfer. But the best way to do it is get them off eBay. I'll show you one. Oops, that's not my right one. Now, if you watch, I will explain to you, I do have a second channel on YouTube, mainly for phones and that, not for trains, but I do put rally phones on that channel, mainly, but I do have a telephone channel. It's called Christopher 2000 telephone channel. That's my second one. I think I'll explain something else. This room has been done up in Thomas Tank Engine blue paint. I actually did this whole room in, not the whole room, I still got to paint a few bit up. I'm not going to do the ceiling. I'm actually going to do above that window frame and the wall here, where I've done V-line those in the paint as well. I actually did that with a paintbrush, to be honest. I'll show you what they are, those transformers I'm using to do the 110 volts quickly. No, I haven't seen that yet. Now, oh no, it's not the one. But this is the one you'll have to get for the Searchlight inserts. There's one like this. It has 1,000 watts, 240 watt down to 12 watts transformer. That is much more cheaper than what I paid for mine. I should have looked on eBay before I bought that transformer. It's actually $50 less. The one. I've seen people's videos up with the game. I haven't played that game yet once. May play on Roblox and that mainly. When I've got time. Mainly I just play on the mobile or go out filming trains all day long. Because I'm so close to Flinders Street Station, it's only about probably a 30-minute, no, it's only a half an hour walk to Spencer Street from here. Probably a half an hour walk to Flinders from my place as well. For some funny reason, I got a message from Victor now. You can't watch the stream, but I'm hoping someone else can tune in. Now the tram. Sit there and say about Barring Railway. I'm not going down there tomorrow either. Sorry about that short drop there. That was me just knocking the phone. I'm gonna put this down for people. Take a sip of my drink. It is a bit hot in this room. Now I'm not sure who's tuned in because they're not saying anything in the chat. There is a third person on. 4 people actually just popped up on here. I know my railway train driver friend was on here before. He watches my channel, also drives the M classes as well. That's my railway friend there who watched. He was watching my channel, the stream earlier, but I didn't see him come on, so I wasn't watching the stream at the time. 2 other people joined, but I don't know who they are. Until they write something in the chat, I can't see who it is on the stream. I was one of my rail friends. Hi to the tram. I'm not going to pronounce any names properly for the channels. Now, I will show the Searchlight wiring again because you just tuned in. I'm going to show it every time someone tunes in because I'm waiting for one of my other fans. Check something. What's the battery cell on my iPhone? Let's take this for a sec, guys. The stream's going to stop and freeze for a sec while I check the battery on my phone and I will come back instantly. No, it's going to come back now. I'll show you how to wire one of these old 70s, 60s or 80s style Searchlights up. You need to put this down so I can move the Searchlight. It's a bit difficult. Now, we'll do this till maybe 40 past, or maybe longer. I won't do it all night. This one last night's stream. I'll scratch me wall. Now, I have permission to paint this room up if you're wondering the other few watch. There's someone else has joined in. Yeah, I've seen you liked it. It shows on the thing. Now, to wire one of these old 70s Westinghouse or Mackenzie on here. This one is a Mackenzie and Hong. It says so on here. Flash on. It says right here, MCK&H, and it also says on here, Westinghouse, Mackenzie and Holland Limited, Melbourne, Brisbane on here. Well, it doesn't say Brisbane on this one. It says this Melbourne on this one. AC Searchlight. Is it called a relay? But they call them inserts. There's the back of the Searchlight. Now, what these things are here, if you didn't know, a lot of people don't realise what these switches are for. It took me a while to figure out what they're for, but I know what these are for, these switches. Oh, I believe that torch flashed on, to be honest, can't see it now. These, when you have 3 of these signals in alignment on the down line or up line, you need to repeat them. You need to make the other signal repeat what these are showing. Say if this is on the stop position, I need the signal ahead of this one. Say this is the starter signal, say at more dialysis or this, so use Searchlight like this. The switches tell the other Searchlight in advance to show a yellow aspect, and then the one behind that yellow over red, and the next one in front of that clear, normal speed. No, not clear, normal speed. Return to medium speed, which yellow over red. I'm building a purpose-built Searchlight in the near future with 2 of these. This one and this one we put stacked together. I'm doing it when I move place again to a new place. Getting one transferred under to a different place with a gun. I'll show you why one is up now. The wire one is up, you need 110 volts AC and 12 volts AC. It took me, I will say something really funny. It took me to wire this one up. It took me 2.5 months to figure this one out. This one took me only 2 days to figure it out. Because it's got similar wiring code to the one I got in that one. I won't open that one up. It's a bit difficult to open that one up. The way I put the 12 volt here, the back 2 terminals. I'm using 20 volt cable for the 12 volts. It's a good idea to use a heavier load wire and for this type of stuff, so if you do a short circuit, it won't blow out. It's also a good idea what I'm doing in if it's being a 110 volt fuse on this with another fuse as well for the 12 volt AC. So if it does have a short circuit, it will blow out the fuse. Just move this wire. I'm going to get it snagged up. Let me just put the camera on and move this wire back, breaking things off. Now I will mention this to one of my other join this channel. If you want to get 110 volt transfer, don't get it from electronics. Get it off eBay. It's cheaper. Now the wire at the 110 volt, and you gotta make sure you put it the right way, or just blow up the inside and destroy it. You put the 110 volt here, run there with those 2 rear terminals. I know this is off because I unplugged it previous. These are not the proper terminals. These are blocks for these inserts, but they're not the proper ones to use. But I don't have proper ones, so they're hard to get a hold of. Put the other wire on there. And I don't have the real bulb assembly. I will explain that, but I don't have that for this one. I got a bodge job bulb assembly, to line it up. They'll just maybe put 2 wires on the bulbs and then 2 wires to the 12 volts. It's explained on here actually. There's the diagram. I'll go and get the bigger one and show you the bigger diagram I have. What I was able to get off the internet. Now, I think something trained I just left, but it's still got my other friend on. That's the bigger diagram I made up from. I took a picture of the one, this one here, and blew it up, the picture up a bit, and labelled it out. Now this will work for without a controller, because. Let me just reply to my friend. I'm an STY Rail fan quickly. He sent me something for the Facebook. He's actually doing it for the messenger. Oh, I think he's on there. I think Sean on the STY Rail. No, it's strange if I just join now. If you have STY, just send me a thing in the live chat so I can see if yours. I can't see on the phone. Where's the live chat gone? That's weird. Where's the chat gone Oh yeah, he's on now. I will repeat what I showed the other people with the search. Let me just turn off my Facebook on there. I'm going to show you, I was showing how to wire these up, because a lot of my railroad will not know how to get these going, but I know how to get this particular insert going, and the Metropolitan Vickers one going. The noise in the background, and Sean, if you weren't here earlier, you would have seen my train driver friend on this stream. He was actually talking to me before on the stream, but I didn't see him before. I was not watching this chat. Now I've got this jammed on here now. Oh. Tip forgot they have a lock and lever, you have to twist to unlock them. If you won't wire the bit of wood to the back, that's only because I don't have the real bulb assembly for this thing. It didn't come with, I just made that bodge job to get it to work. That was it. Let me just check something quickly. No, it's the fan making that smell of electrical fumes. I couldn't figure out where that was coming from for a minute. Now, I will explain something. Yes, it's not on here anymore, I don't think. He was chatting earlier, but I believe he's got off now, actually, to be honest. I'm watching the stream on here as well on my computer. I got it running on I got my second channel open on this because when I was viewing it from my main channel, it was not showing up. The chat, it was blocked. The chat wasn't showing. So I'm actually on. I know it is on my Christopher 2000 channel. No, it's not. That's on my telephone channel. I've got myself confused then. Now I'll show you my telephone channel. I'll indicate name. That's the channel name for it. I do telephone videos as well as that. I will get a secret into my phone. So I'm getting a railway phone. I think I already showed him on the messenger as well. But we'll be getting that very, very soon. Now we'll go back to show you how to wire this up. Raised wire. You have 6 terminals. 12 volt AC for the colour changer. 110 volt AC. And 12 volt DC for the light. Now, Sean wrote something in the chat. I didn't see what he just said before. Oh, that same message because the chat is not showing up. Yeah, that same message he wrote already. It's popping up there because I must have a bit of a delay. Now, when I do something on the show, there is a bit of a 10-second to 20-second delay when I do things. Like if I pick this up and it's about... and I'm actually aiming at the phone now, but you see on the stream there's no phone showing on the stream. And it's now showing now. See, I was showing that a few minutes ago. See how there's a big delay on the stream? It's not showing it exactly like there's a bit of a delay. A lot of people don't realise that on live streams. But to wire one of these up, you've got to put the 12 volt here on the 2 outer terminals. Now, if you haven't been shown in school how to wire electrics up, just get your mum and dad and do this job because it's a bit finicky to do these wires. And you just push it down and twist like that. That's locked into position. You can get a severe shock off the 110 volts. If it's wire, if it's on when you touch it. I always telling you, I've done so many of the voltage things. I know how to not get a shock off voltage. The best idea is to get a multimeter that's set to 300 volts AC and just put the plus or minus thing on the terminals, and that will show if there's any voltage in the line if we touch it. STY Trainspoil is still on. Just write something in the chat for me. STY Trainspoil if you're still on here. So I don't know if it's not really showing the viewers on here properly again. It's going a bit funny on my computer as well. You put the 110 volts on these two. Now this was all rusty when I actually refurbished the whole thing. So I did it on Christmas Eve, to be honest. That's when I got this thing, on Christmas Eve. Yeah, that's connected up. I won't close the housing up. Yeah, it's an old one. It's from 1974. I mentioned that before. It's a 1974 Searchlight. They still are in use. Now, I made my own flash relay. It's very, very, very easy to do if you know how to do it. You need an automotive car flasher relay and then normal electric relay switches. I will turn this around and I'll power it. I'll show you it working. Now, if any of these things did catch fire, I do have a fire extinguisher in this outside my room, just in case anything does go wrong with the electrics, to put it out straight away. Because I'm in an apartment block like this is, I do have a fire hose reel. High fire hose was outside as well. But as I've done these so many times, I know it's not going to go wrong. Now, I'm not a signaling expert, that's one thing. But I do know how to identify the dates on these. They're a bit difficult to identify if I don't have modern date codes on them. It's on. And the second STY rail fan, you'll see this, not rail fan, trains, but you can see this working. This thing working when I'm in the thing over. Victor and Rail here, which did not tune in. Yeah, but I know one thing in this place. This place is all made of concrete. So if there was a fire in another apartment in this place would not burn at all. Because we had a fire about on the 4th floor from where I am in this place, and the fire. If we do have fire sprinklers, they will actually activate with the fire. So they did catch fire in this room. It'll be put out in about 10 seconds worth of thing, but the trains will be destroyed by the fire sprinklers. So. And for some reason the light did not come on again. No, that's not the one I want to unplug, that's the wrong one up. No, I'm going to have to move the fuse because the fuse has moved again. Where did I put those pliers? Oh, that's not a very good sign at all. Oh, I see why the light's not working. It's not an electrical problem, it's the wires come out the terminals. Now the circuit is turned off. I know that for sure. I haven't turned it off before, only when I had this problem. But you actually can touch 12 volts AC and you won't get a shock. It's not very dangerous voltage, 112 volts, very safe voltage to be honest. That's one I have old, like one on 110, I tend to convert to one on 12 volts DC. But with certain signals, they have 12 volt, 110 volt step down and 12 volt transformers inside to run them. And if they do have something like that, you can actually just convert them to run straight on off 12 volt batteries. And where is that not going? I think I've tripped the fuse as well because I know is that working or not? I'll have to find out if it's working. I can't see the fuse. I've got a circuit fuse on the 12 volts and to see if it's to blow at 2 amps if I short something out the 12 volt. I'm seeing up 110 volt fuse on this, so if I short the 110 volt, it will blow out the fuse and save the insert. And the light bulb has come off again. Now I didn't see what Sean just said because the chat is this Yeah, you did write the thing wrong, Sean. You put 1962 no 1962 on the thing. You just wrote it different. And I don't understand the wires what's saying into the terminals. Now, I've done electrical training in school. That's how I know how to do some of this stuff. We didn't work with 110 volts, so we worked with 12 volts. But mainly working with wiring up electric things up. It's just a simple, it's exactly identical way of wiring things at different voltages. But if there's AC and DC circuits are different. By the way, if you wire, I did a mistake like that last time. You can't run things when they say 12 AC on 12 volt DC. You can get 12 volt AC to DC converters from stores. You can actually run things like one on 12 AC and 12 volt DC circuits and all that. And I've just blown out the thing again. I don't know why the wire keeps slipping out. Well, I'll show you what I'm having problems with, guys, so you know what I'm talking about. This wire here keeps falling out the terminal, runs the light bulb. See it? It won't stay in there. That lights up the light bulb, so if I move that wire, it's going to turn off the light bulb. That's only 12 volts, so that's why it's live and I'm working on it. If it was 110 volts, it would be dead as a door now while I'm working on this. But don't touch relays when they're on 12 volts. When you can get because they have a coil, it generates it generates a severe amp. It's not the voltage that gives you the shock; it's actually the amps it draws what gives you the shock. By the way, if you're running what gives you the shock. Now the light bulb's on. I will show it working because I I wish I had the view on there already, what this one, but we'll show you STY train spot working. Now what's very funny about this? When I showed the other view of this wired up, then when I flicked it, the switch on used to go green, it was reversed, but now it's going the right way for some reason. Now, I was going to stream something good last night with the hard off my laptop. My laptop played up yesterday when I was doing the stream. Hey, Victor and Rail just knew that, because I was streaming last night and the stream didn't work on my laptop. I did 2 attempts on the iPhone, that didn't work. The third time was lucky though. Let me see. I'll get my mum to hold this iPhone. I don't want to break it anymore. See, it's already. Hang on. Yeah, I've had this locomotive. That one. I've got 2 of them actually. I've got the old one of mine which doesn't work, and I've got the new one. I've had 2 of these. But let me tell you what's a good idea, STY, if I do with old model trains. If you ever have any old model trains have the motor blow out, keep the rest of the loco for spare parts. Because, I'll show you a secret, these A-class, when you buy A-class, they don't come with 2 pairs of drivers, don't come with drivers on both ends. The driver on this end, and the driver on this end, because this one's been modified by me to have 2 sets of drivers. Here's one has not had that done. See how, where's the camera, has no drivers on that end and drivers on this thing. So I've actually fitted a second pair of drivers in that A from a broken A of mine. I'll keep all broken locomotives as spare parts. I do have about 2 more broken locomotives from my old rail I had, because all my other loads were DC operation and they broke, so I had them as DC ones. I've got a few more A's. Now, I'll give you a bit of a question, guys, on this speed. Can you guess which is my oldest A from all this lot of A's I have in here? I'll give you the clue once you've had to go answering the questions. Can you guess which is my oldest A-class STY train spotter and the other ones are watching? There is a 20-second delay, and I won't see any. That's not my old. That is an old A-class, but that's not the one I've had the longest. This is the oldest one I've had. This one right here. This is my oldest A-class I've got. I got this back in 2015. Back in 2020 or 2015. I got this like I've had it ever since. It still works today. But it's only front wheel drive, this locomotive. It's not full axle drive anymore. It's only this pair of bogies here that drive the loco forward. This pair does not move. Because I've had this for years. This bogie fell off. This is a replacement bogie I actually got off my broken A-class, put back on this one. And it's better to use broken locomotives as spare parts and use the new ones and then try and get old ones before you buy new ones.
You're not reading their chat.
I'm reading the chat off the iPhone.
Look, you haven't read that one.
I have read that one.
About A66.
Yeah, I read that. Yeah, I've read that before. See this? That's my VL24. I'm restoring that because it's still not working right. I've got to replace the motor, cogs and that. That's the sprinter getting restored. The sprinter's not working either. Again, I've got to fix the what they call the traction not the traction thing. The pickup. And Mum, can you hold this up so I can... Hold that and aim at the search. My mum's going to hold this up while I show you the search. Don't put it on the button. You're not the string. Hold it from the middle there. Aim at this searchlight. Now I'll show you the searchlight. If I forget this, it will show caution.
Hang on. It's not showing. Where's the searchlight? It's not showing. Oh, there.
Listen to that noise. Can you hear that, guys, on the stream, what that buzzing is? Now stop.
Let's shaking when I'm holding it.
No, I'll take off your now the phone off. Now I'm going to disconnect the 110 volt spot. I'm going to leave it like this now. I'm going to move this. I built the trolley unit for it today. This trolley unit.
I'm totally shaking with my hands.
Now I will show Sean my railway padlocks. I've shown him the keys already when I was meeting him up at the C box. There's the padlocks I have. Well, I'll do it again. It's buzzing like crazy, this searchlight. In here, it's buzzing. That didn't sound right. Reason why I got 3 power supplies, that's the 12 volt DC for the relays and lamp. That's the 12 volt AC, and that's the 110 volt. That's funny, the bulb's not working, the bulb's blown. Hear that? That's the insert making that noise. Guess what? The insert's maybe not, the insert won't work. What have I done? Now, no idea what that is. That did not do that loud of a buzz before. It's very light sound. I think I might have disconnected something from the insert. Now, I'm not how to spend these buzzing. I will have to copy ask someone who works on the railways, like my friend who works in V-Line. I don't know what I'm about to do. I was looking down there. Looks like I'm going to have to contact Westinghouse to ask them about the inserts because this is not going at all now. Soon I said that, guys, it went to yellow. I've got a semaphore signal if you're wondering, STY about it. Soon I said what I said about contacting West, look what's happened with the signal, it's gone yellow. Now while it's on, I'll put the camera close up to the signal and you'll be able to hear the buzzing one I was trying to explain to you before. You hear that now, guys, that buzzing? There you go, green. And when it's loud like this, do not put your hand on the terminals inside one of these. It can get severe shock. STY trains, but did you hear that buzzing? Turn that off to make sure. So did you hear it buzzing just then? It was buzzing like crazy. And I think one of my viewers is gone because it went down to 2 viewers. I'll show you the semaphore MH STY transport. I'll show you that in a sec. It's not in the railway room. I got it in the lounge room ever since I had it in the lounge room. Yeah, the humming, that's what I was trying to explain. That's what I was supposed to say, humming, not buzzing. And I've done one of the cock-ups of this now. And guess what I've done? I put the wire in the wrong place. Now, the way to test if it's off, just put something put a bit of price, because if it doesn't spark, it's off. If it is on, you do that, it would blow out the fuse and turn it off. Hang on a minute, what was that? Right, I'd take that off and put the wire back. And what I've done, I put it right through there, and it's supposed to go through the hole in the bottom. A minute to adjust that, and I'll close the little box, and I'll show you the railway lock STY train spotter. If you're not sure, when you're doing one of these STY ralphing, if you're not sure it's live, just wear insulated gloves when you're doing it. And I'll show you on. Well, I got some. I'll show you. No, I'm going to get them out. I know it's not live. I disconnected it. Mark, can you bring the semaphore signal in here? Can you hear me? Mark, can you bring that semaphore signal in here? Still revising. My one's going to be the semaphore in so you can see it. STY train spotter. Now, with one similar, just put against the door frame. Let me turn this hallway light on. That's my semaphore signal. Home starter type and section signal type. They're not from the same signal. These insert, no, not insert. Let me get the word what it is. Spectacle plate and arm. That's actually bolted onto the arm. They're not like that on the railways though. They're only mounted. They're not mounted on the arm. I've actually repaired the spectacle actually, to be honest. See all this here? That's putty. I've actually gone round it with putty, right round, and then filled and then cast it with my carefully with one of those modelling knives and made it so it looks very smart. And then I paired it and I painted the putty when it dried up with black paint, and it looks like it's the original stuff they use in the railways. Now, white putty would not look out of place on this either, because let me give you the secret. White putty was used to repair semaphore signals in the 1960s, 70s and 80s. There's a picture of that putty used on the Searchlight, to be honest, on the internet. I'll try and find it now and show you that, to be honest. Not on that Google, I won't. That's on my second Google. I've got two Google pages on this laptop. One for my train and one I use for two different YouTubes. Actually, let me fire up. I might fire up the train light to show you some of my DC locos working, to be honest. But not the signal frames. I'm not firing them up. Actually, I will fire them up. So well, that comment's going to get removed. Well, I just noticed on here. Now, I will explain something. If you had something like this on the channels, channels like that, like something like that, I've been very especially with things like that on the channels, because I've been having like so many people like that on my channel, writing things as look them out. Let me just check first. I'm just checking who that viewer was to make sure you see what he's on his channel, to make sure he's not. Nope, there's no one called that on YouTube, so be careful when those people pop. There's nothing like that called on YouTube. Now, I just looked under that name on YouTube, so be careful of things like that. Make sure if they pop up in the comments, click the name and check their channel comments, see what they've got on there. If they don't have any videos or any subscribers, just remove them straight away. Because there have been a lot of scammers going through YouTube very recently, and I've been blocking about 100 so far. Just be careful. I do have a few YouTube viewers with things like that, and they just check what they have on the channel contents and check what's on there before blocking them. That's one thing I do. And STY rail, trains where you're still here, I'll show you my railway layout working. Yeah, it's firing up. You want it firing up, pressed the wrong button, didn't I? Sort that out. Now fire up the DC locomotive. Hit the light of fire, I'm going to fire it up. Let me take it off and put it on the main line, so I don't want to change the point. STY rail, trains, but you're still on the stream. I'll show you B61 and my other sound locomotive running. Oh, you are still there, good. Got to ban the MRT soon as well. Now I'll show you my loco running. This is going to fire, and when I press 7, it's going to turn the lights on and fire the loco up. But not sure why I'm going to reprogram the logo for some reason. This one I've ordered straight from the Oxygen Company back in 2018. I got it in 2019. No, 2020 I got this, to be honest. Or 2020, I can't remember now. So it'll take a while to warm up. Now, I will explain, these B cars go for 475 with sound or 375 straight DC. Let's see what should go home. Pull the frame out of here. There's the signals. I'll pull that out, turn the signal on. First, I can get both in. I'll move the signal lever. Watch the semaphore here. Oh yeah, I know why that signal's not. Well, this one's pointing off, isn't it? Oh, maybe I'll figure it out next time. Oh, that didn't sound right. Let's check something. That sounded like it came off the rails. Yep, no, it didn't. When I hear any colour, I just pull this. This has an emergency stop function on this transformer as well. This one here. If I press it, so I move the stop. It stops instantly. I'll put out the full. I'll show you the amount stop working. That's wheel spinning, that is. When you're talking about cars, do you mean if I got any SSR rail cars for this? Do you mean one of my viewers watching this? I'll answer that back when you answer back on the chat. Or do you mean the Thomas and Tank Engine thing, or the British Rail Guards vans have on the track? So I don't have any SSR rail cars, because I've got to repair the ones I have to run them again. But I'm getting some new ones shortly when they come out in stock again. I mentioned I do have end sets there under repair. Like I have to do, I've got to repair the wheel arches. Not the wheel arches, the couplers and that to go back on. I do have some V-line. PH453. And the one I saw, was it yesterday? I saw this one running in service, PH451. Doors open on these, but due to these running fast, the doors open. Otherwise, I actually glue the doors in the closed position to keep them closed. Because you don't ever see a guards fade in real life with the doors open running in service. Now I'll show you the I'll show you B61 running up, and I'll stop then and I'll fire up 44204. If anyone asks me, can you couple the BR stock to the Aussie locomotive stuff? You can do that, but I haven't got the coupler same as B61. I don't think I explained this yet. I explained it a few months back. Yes, I got end sets from Oxygen, yes, but they don't do them anymore. See the couplers on B61, they're the realistic couplers that scale to the realistic couplers I have in real life on locomotives. All my Aussie rolling stock has them on. But if you're doing end sets with them, I will explain, if you do end sets with them, don't use them to couple the cars together. Use them just in the area where the locomotive will join to the carriages. Don't use them to couple the sets together, or you'll just get a derailment. You'll just have to, and those couplers you can't buy in Australia. You only can get them offline from what's the site called. Let me look up the site. I've forgotten what it's called. I'll show you the site as well. Actually, I can't know what they're called. See my favourites. Let me find it and I'll show you there they are. You go to this site here, where is it? sergeantengineering.com. It's over in the United States. And it says where they accept orders from on here, and Australia was one of them because I do have them. I'm ordering some more soon as well. And it's these ones here. I bought these ones here. What just sound thing? Now let me go back to that website because I'm watching it. The couplers I use are these ones, and you can get 2-pack. You can get the $8 pack, which gives you, I think, 6 assembly couplers. I dropped not that whole thing. Or you can buy the best one to get is the 144 couplers for $94. When you have that, if you have 100 not 100, you have all the because I have here. You can actually do all these with one pack of couplers. But the disadvantages of them are they don't come assembled. You have to assemble them yourself. They come with the nut, the top half. What's this half here? This whole top half. The bottom half is the bottom and then the knuckle and a ball bearing. How they work, and I don't have the original made on ball from that company. I do have the homemade one somewhere. Actually, I'll put that down and find it. I'll show you the couplers working. Now, like you see on an N class or any type of locomotive in Australia, except the ones on the Barrier Railway, the Barrier Railway, they use screw couplers over there. These ones work like the realistic ones. Hope this is the one that opens. You put the magnet on top like that, and this is the homemade one, and you move the thing, and it opens like the realistic couplers do. And when I push it, it closes. And the ball bearings lock the coupler. Mate, it works with ball bearings. See, it opens up like that. That's very cool when you have them like that. They're the best couplers you can get from Motorrad. They look like the real ones and work like the real ones. So when you see the driver on a locomotive pull the pin, and then it tells the driver to eat up first, and he pulls the pin and then moves the one, and the coupler comes apart. They work like the real life couplers. They're the best ones you can actually buy in the thing. STY about trains, but you're still here on the stream because I don't know if you are, because there only see 3 people on. Got be is, but he's not saying much in the chat. Got be is still a big. Yeah, he is still there. Because the main problems with because on my iPhone it's showing who's watching like this thing, but it keeps dropping up and down. Now, I think I'll show you a few of my railway telephones while I'm here, because I'll move that dial away about. It's got my telephone number on there. So this phone works. I got the exchange line turned off for opposite reasons, because say someone rings on the exchange, it does ring in here. This one's hooked up. It's hooked into my PABX I got in this room. It's not like what the railway PBX I use. It works. If I dial, hear the phone in my mum's room ring. Can you hear that ringing out there or not? Let's see. The maybe I know what's loud so you can hear it. I'm on a PBX system, so I can dial from one phone. So I've also dialed the zero and get on the exchange, but as I said, I got the exchange on turned off. This came out of a signal box in New South Wales, this phone. These were imported from England. So it says on the back, made in England on this. STY Transport, saw this already. This phone, I've actually shown him in this in person, this phone. But it's a GEC one. I don't have the original manual, but all I'm doing is there are two holes on the top. Those two holes. I've got two screws on there, and it's mounting those two screws. Because you pay probably about $50 to $60 for the bracket. And no, not $50. You'll cost about $100 for the bracket only, and not the phone. They can cost me $90 for this phone, and it's actually a pretty good phone. This one is a similar one to that. They came in Sandringham signal box. I always shared the picture to STY rail fan already. No, trains. I keep calling him the wrong one because I do have another person similar name who was a scrubber. It's a rail fan. But STY Transport, I'll show you my phone similar to this one here, was still in use in Sandringham signal box. I didn't go in there, by the way. I just got the signal box with some photos for me on my camera. I just noticed something on my steam rail cap. I don't want on my cap. There was a moth on my cap, and moths eat holes and things. Now I think someone just left the stream because it's gone down to 2 people watching. Does anyone say anything in the chat? I didn't see the chat. Yeah, the chat's not working on the phone. Obviously the chat's gone on the phone. I can't see anything on the phone. Where'd I put my other... No, this one's a railway phone as well. These are still in use today. You see on the Hurst Bridge, there's line of some there at Greensboro and thing. Oh yeah, okay, so it went down to 2. That's all. This is a proper railway phone, this one here. It works as well, but the ones without dials, you have to do a switchboard running to make it dial out. This does work on a switchboard. I do have a switchboard. There's the switchboard there. This one is made in the year 1937 during World War II. And it's working absolutely fine as it was made. You have to have a 40-volt power supply. And it works absolutely fine. That's the operator phone to the switchboard. Then you can run the exchange line through. And no free extensions. This phone is connected to the switchboard. Let me see if I can demonstrate it. I can ring the phone, but I haven't got the power on the switchboard. See it ringing. That phone was made sometime in between 1939 and 1940. Somebody just sent me a message. Oh, see if it popped up on there. This was made in 1929 just up to 1940, and it works actually fine. You still can call people on this, but the problem is with these, they haven't got dials. You can't call through the modern telephone exchanges. You can receive incoming calls. But to get the call through that out on the exchange, you've got to have a switchboard plus the operator phone like this is. What is another phone I got in here? It's railway related. Like I do have one coming off eBay, or one for a bidding. And I've also got another few phones. What did I show in last night's stream? What I can show today? Hang on a minute, guys. Let me go get my laptop charged. I'll be back in a few seconds. I'll mute the mic so you can't hear anyone talking. Well, I'm back now. The reason why I had to dash and get my charge because I just noticed the battery on this was running out. I'll put this phone on the floor in the hallway so I don't have it in my way. Put it down there. But did you hear that phone ring before when I showed it on the stream, guys? I don't know if I had the thing on. But that's my entire phone collection. Let me move my swimming noodle out the way and I'll show you my not railway phones, telephone collection. These are all dial phones ranging from the 50s, from the 30s up to the 70s. You can get these quite cheaply. None of these are old phones, you can get them quite cheaply. In person. I got these. Most of these phones I actually get for quite cheap. They actually go less than $100. You can get them for about $50 to $80 mainly. Backlight phones you may get for $80 to $100 mainly. Because a lot of people sell these not working, but I've got diagrams showing how to get these going again, and I know how. And all these phones you see here work. Every single one on this works. Let me explain something to rail fans with these phones. The old rotary style phones, some of them will not work on the modern telephone exchanges like these ones here. You need a pulse to tone converter to make it dial out. I have a PBS what converts the pulse signal into DTMF. STY Transport and the one watching it also. If you want to know what I'm talking about, just search up on Google, YouTube, rotary pulse to DTMF conversion, and it will show what I'm talking about on YouTube after the stream. Because a lot of people have NBN now, and NBN is a bit a nuisance when it comes to dial phones. Now, what else have I got was railway related in here? Was railway items. Me just name what I have, and I'll show you. I got the railway crossing there. It works, but I've got it not connected up to the power. I'm getting what I'm getting for this next. When the person at the Victoria Railway rings me up, is a old 70s Mackenzie and Holland glass tube flasher relay for this, a proper relay to replace the bodge job one I made up down here. Let me show you inside that, like I said. Inside here, you have the flasher relay. What's wired to the electromagnet on the automotive relay flashes on and off. Actually. Okay, sure. STY Alpha. Let me show you this quickly. This is wired up, so I'll flick that. It works, and hear the relay going. Now that's clicking. You have the automotive relays doing that. Then there's the switches on the relay flicking the lights. A bit fast. It's more like a New Zealand flash relay. There's one of those two switches because I got this connection up here. What's the railway bell connection? I got to replace that wiring, that's why it's not connected. Does anyone want to hear the Westinghouse Harbour bell ringing? I'll do that in my flat if you want to hear that ringing. Just let me know in the chat. I'll go and get it quickly. I'll view the chat in a sec because I'll put the hybrid down. It's quite heavy. Now let me explain something to my friend. Whoops. Track's still live. I actually carried this on the train back home when I got this the first time. So when I got this, I didn't live in Melbourne at the time. But the person who owns the Little Valley place took me in his car to the station. Then I took this on the train back home. I don't have any train horns, but I am planning to buy myself an RVB, like they have on Commoners and Tate's, or an Leslie horn. RS5T. To get the correct Leslie RS5T for the particular low you like, if you're getting one for like a C class haze, you've got to get a 1970s style. Or one like an N class, you've got to have the 1980s one. To get the right RVB type train horn for the Tate or Commons, you've got to get a 1920s style RVB or 1980s for the Commons. Or 1970s for the Hitachi Metros. I never think Hitachi's in service, to be honest, when I need to go Lidl all the time to see my grandma up there. And then also having a cab ride from I might get one of those if they're easy to get hold of. But one thing I do remember seeing Hitachis, I used to ride Hitachis to Lidl and back and forth from Lidl, and Commons from Lidl, to be honest. And I used to, and also I got to have a cab ride on a X-Type, X-Populus, what they call them, when it used to be under the company Connex from Lidl to Flinders. Now I'm going to set this hard bell off, and let me do something first. I've heard a lot of NR horns. I used to live next door to a railway, and I know how loud they are. And the Leslie horn's loud as well. I'll let you hear the harbour bell now. I'm just doing something first. Let me connect it up the right way. Let me check if it's the red has better than I'm like colour coded on this. Let me do this here. The higher bell, second gen and third gen sound a bit similar. They are loud. Inside a room like this where it does, when the sound decibels bounce against the walls. But this sounds actually brilliant. Yeah, it's a 5-chime horn, what short STY train spot, and the other one's mentioned is a 5-chime horn on NRs. Now, I'm getting some more British rail rolling stock for my railway. I do have a few more NRs, and that you see on the table. I've got more, actually, but they're in the drawers. I've got no more room on my table. I've got them in my drawers. I've got loads of stuff in there. They're in my drawers, most of the locos. Oh, there's the end sets, guys. There's the end sets I have. That's the ones I'm repairing. I'm still doing them. Most of these NRs you see in here are getting converted to DCC. That's why they're in here. And because I'm waiting for the decoders to come in to start the 21 pins, that's why they're in there. Because last time I had them out, I put one on the way and blew the decoder up because I powered it up wrong when I had it on the DCC lathe. I thought it was I had it converted over. Also, there's the grain coach to have in here. I've actually seen these ones. In 2019, I saw these in real life. Actually go past ones like that. I still got some on the grain cars. What time is it now? I'm going to do this stream until about 1:30 and I'm going to get off. Hang on, I haven't noticed, told them. I don't think ST Robot train spotter was on here when I mentioned this. I painted this room in Thomas the Tank Engine blue paint, as you can see. And I'm done. I'm not going to do the ceiling, obviously. I'm not sure I'm going to paint this wall or not. I'm not sure I might just leave it alone. See all my pictures on the wall. I took off trains this thing. Most of those N classes don't exist in the cheeseburger livery anymore. Let me show you, actually. Let me go up here and I'll show you them. It's not. Did I show you the railway padlocks on the stream I meant I was going to show, or did I forget to show them? Can't remember. That's awesome. I don't pre-order a lot of, like, I always buy them in the stores when they come in stock. Like N461, you see the picture of me in the cup. That was done by permission. That like is in PDV. That one's in PDV there. I took a while back. That's the P I took. That was back in 2018. I took that P, to be honest. That one there is in the new livery. One next to it, same as the new livery. Some of these pictures I will not show because some of them have faced of other YouTubers who don't want to be on showing their property on news. I won't show those pictures. I will cover them up. I'll show the other N class next to it. That's N474. It's on the broad gauge. That one was painted. That one, I don't know what that was. I can't exactly remember. All I do is ask the Vingon drivers. That's why I asked to get into the cabs and they let me in. But they I also got to see inside the cab and hate CMTV recently as well, but not go in the cab. It's to get some pictures outside the cab. Most these are just glued on the wall. I'm gonna pull them down when we move anyway. What else is I've got? That track sign. Let me put this back. I'll show you those railway padlocks now. Sean's STY Railway's seen the padlocks before. Yeah, that's right. See, this is the railway padlock. I have this the VR7P. Now, I'm not highly sure if this is correct. I'm gonna have to ask my friend in V on this. When I see him, if all VR7P keys like this work in all V7P padlocks like this. Let me put this in its new place. Actually, let me honest, this padlock. Now, when I have my friends come over to see the Searchlight for my friends, I will keep these locked up for obvious reasons because I don't want anyone putting their hands near touching the voltage. So just sit on the latch and no one will be able to open it up. Now, I'm not sure if I'm 100% correct. I believe I'm about to open up all the searchlights on the railroad with my keys, but I'm not ever going to do that. Because this is a master key for P7s. It's not illegal to own these, but it is illegal to use the keys. That's what I do know. The keys I do carry around with me, but I don't ever use them because I keep my main lanyard full of keys. They're mainly used for the searchlights, mainly for them when I'm going to go inside. Someone else is watching. I don't know who it is, but just dropped down to free again. Now, I do watch live streams on YouTube. One of my other viewers does them in the UK. He does it at 5 AM every Monday morning. But I don't know if you're going to do it this Monday morning, but watch the video. It does about phones. Also, that's my new train spotting camera I got yesterday. Bought this one straight out when I went into the store. I think it was $350 for that. I bought that straight out with my money. So I wanted to buy a new camera straight away. I got paid yesterday, so I bought it straight out. So I couldn't stand my other camera anymore, connected. When I was filming at the North Melbourne Lookout, my camera stopped working 4 times in a row. And one of them, and one time it made me miss the endcast passing the via Lookout when the camera stopped working. So what I did, I turned I used my mum's iPhone and filmed it. What's lucky enough, I had an iPhone there. Well, that's why I'm filming the stream on right now. It's on my mum's older iPhone. I'll show that on the camera. There's a humongous delay on this. I don't understand why. What's this not opening? That's weird. Oh, yes it is. Show you the iPhone I'm using to film. It's an old iPhone, but it still works great for filming these things. Oh, that's the iPhone I'm using to film this on. iPhone 8, and it works great for filming stuff like this. Always, I can't know what exactly it is, but I've had that crack on the back for about 3 years. Because my mum let me have this since 3 years ago when she got a new one. So I've had that crack on ever since. I never repaired it once. Because if it's only got cracks on the back, not on the front, it's not worth fixing because the backs cost $300 alone to fix. I've got not bother fixing it. I had an iPhone 7 years ago. I had spiderweb cracks all through the front of the screen. But the LCD was working fine at the back of the screen, but the screen was cracked in the front. But the phone worked actually fine. I never got the cracks replaced on it. I never did. I don't have the phone anymore. Because I lost it a few years, so I never got it back. Now I'm going to end the stream in about 5 minutes. Now I'll show you my wall clock on here. This wall clock is similar to what they use on the railways, to be honest. In signal boxed around the VR system, they have these clocks on the walls and stations and signal boxes. Like I'm in South Geelong, so there's got a clock, an old fashioned one has a similar face to that. This is a modern one, modern style clock. Well, I use it in this room to wire up the thing. I don't just collect railway, I also collect old phones, as you know already. I also collect old elevator opponents as well. This came out of an old lift, and this was a lift from the 70s. I was able to get this panel out, saved it from getting thrown in the skip. Because these are old panels, and I don't use lifts like that. You still find about today with that name on them. They're from the 70s. If anyone wants this. No, they don't have lifts like that in these stations. Oh yeah, I think you're talking about the clock. I think they do have them like that in the stations. Yes. But lifts like this are very hard to come by. I've seen lifts like this around in Melbourne, but they've got modernised out. But if you want to see lifts like that in use, and that exact lift this came out of, you can look up on my YouTube channel, you'll find it. I'll show you some other phones I have. Now, you sometimes see these phones in signal boxes around the network. I'll show you STY transport this bell. This is a railway bell. You see these everywhere in signal boxes. This works. Actually, while I'm on the stream, to be honest, I'll show you it working. Let's get into my PBX. I'll set it off and it will ring if I press extension 2. Didn't work anyway, it didn't ring. Hang on. There we go. That's an old railway bell. That came out of a signal box, not sure where. I picked that up in an antique shop for about $50 and it worked. It didn't work when I got it. I had to rewire it. And on this Searchlight, see that sign there? I got that for free. I actually found that. That was laying in the gravel next to on the line, on the upfield line. I actually found it laying in the dirt. That sign. That was laying face down in the dirt. I'm not sure why not. I've been on the upfield line so many times. I noticed it a couple of years ago laying on the grass and on the gravel. I'm not sure where it came off of. It was on one of the semaphore signals. So I just picked it up and brought it home. It's not worth leaving these on the ground because if people find these, they sell them on eBay. But I found this and put it on my signal because I found it in the dirt. It's a good find, that. I find a lot of railway stuff lying around the railways. Like I found a part of a hybrid bell, actually, to be honest. Yeah, my mum found the lens to the thing. This is from a hybrid bell, if anyone's still watching this. That's from a hybrid bell. I found that in Royal Park. She found, not this is not the one the one she found from a crossing light is the cover on this. See this cover? That was laying on the grass in the bunch of leaves in Macaulay Road. Near Macaulay Road crossing. Like this was laying on the grass in a bunch of leaves. what it was doing there, I do not know, because that's brand new. Maybe the workers were doing work on the Macaulay Road level crossing, and they left it there by mistake, and left it there. Or did the rail, or someone, or maybe someone saw my videos of me filming at Macaulay Road and left it in the bunch of leaves, so when I went back there, I would see it and pick it up, maybe. I don't understand why I was there. Guys, I've been maybe gone... Hang on a sec, guys, the stream's going to drop out if I don't get the charger. That's not there. No. Actually, guys, I'm going to end the stream because my battery's running out on my phone. I can't find the charge. I'm going to end the stream, so I'll see you when I do my next video. I found a Samoforcing on eBay. Yeah, I think I've seen the one you're mentioning. So, SDY trays, but I'm going to end the stream here because my battery's running out on the phone. I think the phone's overheating, to be honest. I feel it getting quite hot on the back. So I'm going to end the stream, guys. Just waiting for you to say bye on the thing and I'll end the stream. Because it is 11:30 and I was going to be on for an hour, but over an hour on this. No, 2 hours I've actually been on, I think. So see you, ST Rail fan and my other fan on this. So I'll end the stream now. I'm going to have my tea anyway, it's getting quite late.